I got my checkbook out because we bought the kid a new to her car, a Chevy Spark with a 5-speed transmission. Got it from Fidelity, that place over there. It's got 100,000 miles on it since 13, and it runs and drives. She did take it on the highway because it is a lightweight car, but for commuting, it should work very well for her. Kind of given up on the old Prius and the digitals. I had a few things to try, but it might be spring before she leaves. So, but I can, slide the BMW convertible underneath there and put another car in there, so that gives me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars in the garage. 5-car garage out of 4. Can't complain about that. So then at least my car will not be outside all the time. But yep, fixed it with the chuck. I get such amusement out of dogs eating potato chips. I don't know why. For a long time she wouldn't take them from me. Seems to like them. You like the potato chip? I did get these 2 hole sets made, and they fit the pieces here. So that's ready. So now I got to move on to duplicate these and put the 2 holes in here, which I'm using this device and that to make the hole, and using the putting this in the hole and then flipping it over and registering how far over the wood is, and then setting this depth and then substituting that piece. So I got to take that extra pin out, but basically throwing it in that hole. So hopefully getting everything to work, but these appear to be correct. I do have to cut this down a little bit and just make it the same depth. These aren't terribly important that they're exactly the same, because they sit up a little bit off the ground. I do want to make sure that I get this distance this correct, so that it sits up appropriately when I replace that. But it's getting there. I'm just not terribly motivated. I did buy this last weekend in an estate sale. Basically, it's a Veritas clip that makes it so when you got a triangle, it's just kind of falling down, you can slide it over, and it's got a ridge to sit on. I think it's backwards. It's a Veritas square fence. Maybe it goes like this. Yes, it goes like this, so that you can measure things out over there. But anyhow, it was like $2, so it was a pretty good deal there. I think I'm going to put these on Facebook Marketplace. They're speakers that I never intend to use. I have decided I'm going to hang this up there. I got to make some brackets and just get it out of the way. Whenever I walk back there, it's in the way. And I got to clean the contacts and that. So, we can still, not much has changed here. I haven't done any work. It's freaking cold out. Ooh, I do need to empty my bucket. So my drain for my high efficiency furnace goes outside, except when the line freezes. When it's below 20 degrees, it tends to freeze, so it goes over here. So basically, if it fills up the pipe down there, it overflows into the bucket. I probably get a couple days. Last year, unfortunately, it was leaking. It leaked on the floor, and it cupped the wood. And this piece and this piece are kind of... I'd hoped that they had settled down. They did settle down a little bit. It was pretty bad. I forget what happened. I don't remember, but this is obviously filling up, so it's getting the water in there. So, yep. We'll work on that this weekend. I think my wife's going somewhere. I'm not going with her. I don't know what it is. I did buy some more CDs at the estate sales we went to, like a whole row. It was really weird. I think the guy was like part of the record industry because he had like duplicates that were unopened. Like, why would you buy two and not even listen to any? I mean, obviously people buy CDs and don't listen to them. But it was just a little weird that, two identical CDs, same version, same CD. I did sell a couple of the posters. So my father-in-law bought a whole bunch of Air Force posters back in the 80s, kind of like a subscription. And they're really cool. And I sold a couple of them on eBay. Like there's an F4, I think, with a helicopter. Just kind of really cool. So I put a whole bunch of these. There is a Phantom. And this is like from 76. Oh wait, no, 79? Somebody say 80. I think these are from the 70s and 80s. 79. Not positive. I saved a bunch of these tubes from my wife's work. She bought, those are whiteboard stickers that we put on some of the cabinets so the kids could write on the cabinets. I don't know. And but they're made great media shipping tools because they're round and I can slide it in the box, and they were about 2 feet long. There's some other cool pictures here. There's a U2, I believe, SR-71, and there's a lot of family history. So Jim did photo interpretation from the pictures that we take when they go over Russia. Joe's uncle apparently worked as a maintenance guy on this plane, and my father, I believe, from the stories he's told me, worked for a company when he was in college that during the summers would pay for his entire college year, and they were mixing and making different titanium alloys, because this is all titanium. And there's one of these at the Air Force Museum in Dayton. What's interesting is these panels are loose when it's on the ground level at normal temperature. It's a very leaky plane, but once it gets up to temperature and it hits, I believe this would do Mach 3. It set a world speed record on its last flight going across America at over 2,000 to Mach 2. Anyhow, it expands. So it's a leaky plane on the ground. Then there's a Zeppelin, Navy Zeppelin, some sort of World War II fighter. And I think these are T-38s. They're all upside down. It's kind of crazy. Some looks like not Alaska, Hawaii. And then I think this is the Spurs Cruise, which is a huge, I mean, look at the size of those windows. Huge wooden plane that flew once. And then I got more pictures in here. So, I don't know. I put them down for 99 cents starting bid. And one guy bought 3 of them. So I put all 3 in a tube and sent him some extra ones. So I may just end up just storing it and I've just been trying. They've been sitting here for 3 years. I've had them for 6 to 8 years, and there's a couple there that I do want to put up as soon as I find a spot. Yeah, there's a really cool one in here. That one's kind of cool. That one, it's not even really planes, it's birds, but there's a B-52 in the background, but I just really like the colors and just, it's cool. And then I think there's a SR-71 in here. That's a C5. There's a refueling that looks like an F-16. Here's another birdie one. There's a C5. That looks like A10. Yeah, I think that's an A10 Ready Thunder 79. Where's the really cool one? This is terribly important. Looks like a T38, just kind of hanging around, solo student. Some ladies. That looks like definitely a F4. I don't know what that is. This one's kind of boring, but it's the Tuskegee Airmen. Just boring because it's visually just not there. Not that the Tuskegee Airmen are boring. They're very cool. I've met one or two. There's not many left. We got 2 of those. Eventually going to find it. There's another B-52 just flying over the clouds. I don't know what this is. I think it's experimental. Maybe it's an F4. It's an older one. Anyhow, somewhere in here is a really cool SR-71. Ooh, I do like this one. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Again, C5, A's. Must be in that big box there. Anyhow, someday maybe I'll do that. Trying to get this open. That's why I moved the clock over there, so I can actually play pool. And believe it or not, this year and maybe this month, I'm going to start putting this shit on the house because I got all those are ready to go. That's the baseboard and all that's ready to go. Just want to get this stuff out of here so I could use the goddamn room. May even get rid of that couch. That's a couch I bought new in 1998. Sophie's practically raised on that couch. She wanted me to keep it so she could take it to college. A couple dogs ago, she destroyed and ripped up the leather, so my mother-in-law made some nice velvet cloth ones, but yeah, she's got a lot of. She was a steel case, pretty good couch back when they made couches. Well, she's still ticking. Got her winded once a week, but it's been doing its thing. So yeah, I'd like to get this back. This has been a pretty good success. I wanted a unified remote. So the dog likes to chew things. I've been keeping the remotes up there and it's kind of a pain, but this one I could replace. What's neat about this is it uses Bluetooth, so I'm able to program it with an app on my phone. But basically, you scroll through here and what you want. So Denon's the receiver, TV, and then the functions of the device are just there. That's my HD player, which should turn off. Turn off, little guy. I haven't actually tried that one. That's the top screen. But then I can flip to the Apple TV, and I can turn that on. I mostly use it for turning the TV on and the volume, the stereo. The Marantz is the CD player. Focus, and then the Sony's the Blu-ray, the Xbox. So it's kind of a neat, and it's backlit in that you got the screen here. I don't know if these buttons are backlit. But it does work, so that's handy. So I've been pretty happy with that. And again, if she chews this one, it's just not, these things are like $30 a piece. And then I can't even imagine. I mean, sometimes you need the remote that came with the TV or the stereo to do stuff. So it's kind of handy to have that. I didn't mention, you can do macros and stuff. There's programmable buttons here. I probably ought to do that. So like turn the TV on, turn the Apple on, turn it to like HBO or Apple TV or Showtime or whatnot. So I'm probably ought to look into that. But it's a higher brain function that I haven't quite figured out yet. Oh, and then the last thing, thinking about adding a tweeter to these. Up at the top, an open air AMT. I don't have good hearing above 15,000 hertz. So if I had higher frequencies, I would hear them somewhat, but I don't hear them at all with this. So yeah, I may do that. In fact, I thought I ordered some, but I actually apparently got all the way through the PayPal process, but never hit submit. An AMT is it's like corrugated fabric, and then it squeezes it to make the sound, so it outputs a lot. And I can get ones that I can pop on the top that also are open baffle, so the sound goes to the back and the front, because these are open baffle too. So just, I don't know if that even matters, but or those were like $100 a piece. I may just go with some cheaper AMT ones. And I'm just going to put a very simple crossover on those. I'm going to let the high frequencies keep going to the air. I'm only going to send high frequencies to the tweeters. And they are higher efficiency because of the way that they fold the fabric and the sound. They don't fold the sound, but they fold the fabric, which has a higher output. So my thought process is that the crossover would prevent the low frequencies going to it, and it would add, even though these will also have the high frequencies going to it. But I don't know. Figure, what the hell. I probably should add, she hasn't chewed on a remote or even looked at him funny in quite a while, so maybe she's over that. She is 2 years old. So it might have been for naught. Something you don't see very often, a Saab Sonnet, I think it's called. It's got a little V4, it's got like a little sports car. Very interesting. Definitely historical, because that's old. I had a 70s Saab with a Ford V4. They said it was a tractor engine. No, I don't know that for a fact. It was a mono body, so it didn't have a frame, and it rusted out between the front and the back, and got rid of it. 85. That looks to be in pretty good shape. Closer look at her. I think she's plastic. Wow, that is small. Little tires. I don't know what size they are. They're little tires, 15s. Aluminum. That is impressive. How do you open her? Got a lot of room back there. She's just a 2-seater. Definitely a manual. 4-speed. Oh yeah, I recognize those gauges. See inside there? Yeah, really. Very cool. Plastic. Well, that explains why there's no rust. She's got a battery and a spare. Look at the airflow. Gasket cap. Yeah. I did not know that these were plastic. That's funny. Whoops. I did not know these were plastic. Look at that. That's got to have like 50 horsepower right there. Induction, and get that. Pop-up headlights. She's looking badass. Huh. How much he wants for her. I assume it's for sale because it's out here in the corner. This is for sale. That's for sale. Seems a little expensive. 12,000? Maybe they meant that to be the 12,000, which is not worth it. Sure as hell didn't cost that new. You got some simplistic controls there. Yeah, that's for a fact. Not a very big motor. This piece is going to fit in here, and of course, as I got back here, I realized I don't have any insulation over there. So the purpose of this insulation is to radiate the heat up, especially here because it's just radiating down and doing that. I do like that window. Same thing over there. The only difference is there's no difference. It needs to be insulated over there too. So we'll have to grab some of this. I think I got to roll around here and put that up. That made a big difference on keeping cool down here, which I don't really like, but it helps cool upstairs. And then it helps, god damn it, the trying to press the tubing back into the aluminum plates. And I think this is a water line, so we can ignore that. So, yep, I gotta jam that piece in there, nail it in, screw it in rather. Then we'll do this one. Those are the lines I was talking about. Then up to there, and eventually over. I gotta figure out my 42 mark because the thing's directly over 42. This will help kind of stabilize things, although this is probably stabilized nicely by that, if that's the thing. Yeah, definitely got to put some insulation in there. I think I could just roll it in there. It's kind of close fits anyhow. Okay, well, I got insulation up in that last bay, and I got out to here. I guess I can put one more here. Managed not to hit any of the electrical lines. That's a good thing.
You can kind of tell these things aren't straight, these being the joists. So this also helps because they should be vertical. And again, this is where they knocked them out and made holes and bashed them through, and they were just nailed in. Their screws, I think, are better. So I think I'll try to get one more in here and call this a day. I didn't get this back, so now I can move this stuff over so I can at least have a little more maneuvering room. Got her all glued up. Let it sit overnight. Do some more sanding, but she looks pretty similar. I'm gonna have to find a stain to darken this a little bit. I've also got the plate over here, the plywood, the veneer was separating, so I've got that glued up and gonna let that sit overnight. But we're getting there. It'd be nice to get that out of here. I'm gonna have to, well, once I mount this, I'm gonna have to do a couple things. One is I gotta find something to put on here because as it rocks, this isn't completely solid. Actually, it's pretty good. But yeah, you can see here, it's wearing something. I need to put something on there, just like maybe a little Teflon, like a button, like you put on the bottom of a chair or something. Trying to think of a way to hang that. I was thinking I'd hang it over there, but that's there. This is there. I can't really do it over there. I haven't quite figured out. They don't weigh a lot. I just want to get them out of the way. Maybe there's a way to hang them. That'd be interesting. Boy, that light doesn't look straight. Probably because it's not straight. That definitely is not straight. I don't know how the fuck I did that one. Huh. Anyhow, yep, moving on. Still need to sand it, but I'm standing on. It's gonna look pretty much like that, and I need to work on the stain a little bit and clean some of this up. But yeah, should work. And this just plops right on top of there. And then I added a lot of wax down here. Now this is going to be upside down, so, or it is upside down. But in case these things rub on there. But she's getting there.